What's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. No smiles today, guys. We need to have a very, very serious discussion as Demarcus Boogie Bitch Ass Cousins is going to be returning to the game of basketball in the NBA. No longer on the New Orleans Pelicans, Sacramento Kings. That was a while ago. He is now going to be as a member of the Golden State Warriors, as we've all heard. We've had nightmares about this day, guys. It happened back in the summer. And we all freaked out, man. I mean, the end of the world was upon us. And now that those nightmares is becoming a reality as it's actually about to happen. So, I come to here for you guys to just wonder, do you guys feel like we need to be concerned about this big time? Do you feel like Demarcus Cousins is going to make that huge of a difference? Because the Golden State Warriors are already one of the most dominant teams, if not the most dominant team in all of basketball. So, does a guy like Demarcus Cousins, is there a greater chance that he helps this team get to that even farther next level, a level that nobody else has ever been to before? Or is there a higher chance that he actually hurts them and maybe all this worrying is really for nothing out there? Because last NBA season we played 48 games. He averaged, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. And here it was, guys, about 1 to 2 steals and blocks per game. So I know sometimes, defensively he's not always the greatest. But when it comes to, actual stats like shot blocks and steals, he's one of the best in the NBA at it from a big guy perspective. He shot a decent 35% from 3 season before. It was about 38% for the Pelicans. So I mean, he fits into that splash brother mentality out there, right there, the whole Golden State Warriors offense. And I don't know, I guess some of the concerns I have both ways is that either he's going to return to form, which is really tough to do after an Achilles injury, because that injuries happened to players in the past and they just never became the player that they were before that injury, right? So that is something to think about. But then I think about the fact that he literally only has to be better than Kayvon Looney, Damian Jones, Jordan Bell, Zaza Pachulia when he was there, old ass Andrew Bogut. If he's better than any of those players, we've already seen this type of Golden State Warriors team excel with a sort of weaker center. I guess, Andrew Bogut was pretty nice for the team and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying, right? DeMarcus Cousins has no big time pressure to be extremely dominant. And I mean, and that's the thing where it's he's only on a 1-year, $5 million contract. So if it doesn't work out, there's the Warriors, they just cut him and he's just gone. He just goes to a different team eventually, right? And then the Golden State Warriors continue to have 4, all-stars / superstars on their team. So I will say, the Warriors as an organization, they don't have much to worry about. It's either Demarcus Cousins becomes dominant, fits to the system, and bam, that's just golden, or he just doesn't and they just get rid of him. Now, what I'm thinking, while I'm kind of leaning towards this kind of maybe being, I don't want to say the downfall of the Warriors, but a beginning to the end is for one, DeMarcus Cousins, Draymond Green. Those are two of the biggest egos in the entire NBA. So I can see these guys being bros and stuff like that. But then eventually, once things get heated on the court, maybe things aren't going a certain player's way, or someone took a shot they shouldn't have. I can see those two clashing heads and that leading to something in the locker room going on. Also, I feel like DeMarcus Cousins might try to do a little bit too much, because in his mindset, he has no security going forward. He's on this 1-year, $5 million contract. So if he doesn't if he goes out there and let's say he gets 12 points and 10 rebounds per game, sure, those are nice numbers. But that's what teams are going to value him as when they go into free agency, because they're going to look at DeMarcus Cousins and be okay, he's now a 12 and 10 type of guy because of his injury, where in reality, he might be better than that. It's just he's not quite getting those shots, those opportunities because of being on this team. So for that reason, I can see him, like I say, man, taking on some more shots and stuff like that, so we can try to get back to that 25 points per game guy that he was last season. And that could really hurt the Warriors. So I don't know. I don't know if this whole situation is as bad as we think it's all going to be. I mean, I still don't think it's great, because DeMarcus leaves. It's still the Warriors and probably the team that's probably going to win the NBA championship. I'm just not I'm not as nervous about it as most people are. I'm a little nervous about it because it could very well just ruin basketball. But if anything, it's even if they go off and they sweep everybody, I mean, the Warriors were probably going to win it all anyway. So, I'm thinking this might just be the final season, guys. This is This is the snap right here from Thanos. And after this season, we're in the end game. And eventually, I'm thinking Demarcus Cousins is probably going to go elsewhere. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, they might look to go to separate teams. So I feel like we're coming on to the end game. Like, this right here is the snap, and then eventually it's all going to fall apart. But that's wishful thinking. Who knows, guys? Give me your thoughts on this in the comment section below. What do you think about DeMarcus Cousins going to returning now to the lineup for the Golden State Warriors?